Alright, so today we're going to be talking about multiplying our polynomials. So we're going to go ahead and start with our first example. Our first way that we're going to learn how to do this is the rainbow method, which some people like to call double distribute. So I need you to go ahead and write down this first example that is in blue. 3x minus 4, that's all in parentheses, and 2x plus 6. Alright, so what you're going to do for your rainbow method is the first thing you're going to write your 3x in the front, and then you're going to leave a little bit of room, and I need you to write the minus 4. So we just pretty much broke up this first binomial, and binomial is just a fancy name for when it has two terms in it. So I've got two things in it, 3x and the minus 4. Okay. Alright, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take this whole second binomial and you're going to write it after each of the things that we just broke up. So right behind the 3x, you're going to write the whole 2x plus 6. And eventually, if you get like really good at this, you can probably skip this step that we're doing right now. But I always write it down because, you know, otherwise I mess up. Alright. Alright, now, the reason why this is kind of called double distribute is because now, to solve the rest of this, I'm going to distribute over here and then distribute over here. So hence double distribute because I'm distributing doubly. You guys are supposed to laugh at that. I guess not. Okay, so for the first part, we're going to do 3x times 2x. Alright, so first thing, 3 times 2 is 6. Alright, now, the x times the x, you guys remember your exponents. When we do x times x, it's not just going to give me back regular old x. I'm going to get x, yeah, x squared. Okay, and then let's do our second part. We're going to do 3x times 6. So 3 times 6 gives me 18. Tack that x back on. Fantastic. Alright, now distributing again. Watch out though, because this is a minus 4. Don't lose that. So negative 4. Alright, so we're going to do a negative 4 times a positive 2x is going to give me a, yes, negative 8x. Sorry, my 8's a little crazy. Alright, and then negative 4 times a positive 6 is going to be beautiful. Alright, we have one more step because we have some like terms, right? You see them? Alright, so we're going to just put those together. So we only have one x squared, so just go ahead and write the x squared first. And then we need to do 18x minus 8x. So 18 minus 8 is just going to give me how many x's? Whoa, 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 whoa. 10, sorry. Not sure why 10 is so big. And then we still have that 24. And that is our final answer. You don't need to do anything else with these. Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, so that was way number 1 on how to do this. I'm going to show you 2 more ways. Do I care which way you use? No. So you pick your favorite, and then, yeah, you pick your favorite. All right, and we're going to do the exact same example with all of them so you can see, hey, it doesn't even matter how you do it. All right, so the next way that we're going to use is our FOIL. And so FOIL stands for your first, your outside, your inside, and your last. All right, so if you're like me and want to color coordinate, I would color coordinate that part that you can't really see so good on yours because I don't have a color copier. So if you want to color coordinate, you can. But you don't have to because I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. Alright, so the first thing that I like to do when I do this is I write my FOIL down the side like this, F. And sometimes I spell FOIL wrong, so don't laugh at me. But it still works, so it's okay. Alright, so for our first, we're going to multiply the first two things in our two binomials. So we have 3x and we have 2x. So next to the f, I'm going to write 3x times, put a little dot for your times my 2x. Alright, so 3 times 2 is going to give me, okay, 6. Thanks for answering. And then x times x is going to give me, yep, x squared. Alright, so if you're noticing, that's the exact same thing we got last time with the x squared. Alright, now we need to do our outside. So think of this as like the crust of your sandwich. We have 3x on the outside, and we have a positive 6 on the outside. So let's put that next to the O. So we're going to do 3x times 6. So let's try again. 3 times 6. Yay! Okay, there we go. Now you're alive. I know it's early. I'm sorry. Alright, 18x. Hey, didn't we get that last time too? Okay, or not. Alright, let's do I for inside. So we're going to multiply our two insides. So we have -4 and 2x. So -4 times 2x. Alright, so -4 times 2 is -8x. Beautiful. Now we're alive. Alright, and then last but not least, last but not least, we're doing last. No? Okay. Alright, so you're doing your last terms. So I have a -4 that's last and a positive 6. Alright, -4 times 6 is beautiful. -24. That's a 2. Sorry, let me fix that because it looks a little crazy. Okay. Alright, now just like before, we're just going to rewrite everything all together. So I only have 1x squared. So write your 6x squared all by itself. You don't have to combine anything with that one. Alright, and then we have two things that have x's, right? So again, just like before, we're going to do 18 minus 8. So that's going to give me, yep. And then we only have one number that's all by its lonesome, your -24. So just write that down. And hey, look, we got the same answer, right? Yay, good job, class. Sorry, that's, yeah, my box got excited because you guys did such a good job. Alright, ready for the last one? And I think the last one is pretty cool. The last one did not exist when I was in school learning algebra, so I kind of really like it. Alright, so what you can do is the box method. And this is, I like this one too because it works even if you don't have like two binomials. Like let's say you have a binomial and a trinomial. So if a binomial has 2, how many does a trinomial have? 3. So you can use this for that too. You just have to add on an extra column for your box. All right. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your first one and write it at the top. So I'm going to write 3x above the first box. And I'm going to write -4. Watch your negatives. I'm going to write -4 for the second box. And then I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to write it on the side. So I'm going to put 2x. And I'm going to put my 6. Alright, so now what I'm going to do to fill in the 4 boxes is I'm going to multiply. So the sides of this one right here are 3x and 2x, right? Yeah, so I'm going to multiply those two together. So 3 times 2 is, and then x times x gives me, yep, x2, x squared. Hey, is that the same thing we got the last 2 times we did it? Isn't that so cool? Alright, now this one over here, we have a -4 on one side and we have a 2x. So we're going to do 2 times -4, which is, yeah, and throw that x back on there. Now let's jump down to the bottom box. We have a 3x on the outside and a 6, so we're going to do 3 times 6, which is fantastic. And then last but not least, we have a negative 4 and a positive 6, so it's going to be, yep. And then just like the last 2 times, you're going to be combining your like terms. So the only 2 like terms I have are my x's again. So if you want to circle them, you can. That was a little challenging for me to circle. Alright, so first thing, go ahead and write your 6x squared. And then we have to do 18 minus 8, which is, yep. And then last but not least, your minus 24. Okay. Alright, I'm going to stop it now. You want to say bye? Yeah, that was exciting.